Hi there, welcome to my YouTube channel and happy STAMPtember! So we kicked off the STAMPtember release on September 1st and now we are doing a blog party. It's not a blog hop, it's a blog party. So check out my blog for some fun surprises and all the other blogs on this blog party. There'll be different things for you to find. So be sure to check out my website and go to the Simon Says Stamp blog to see all the people who are participating and lots of inspiration. So I wanted to start off by showing you these really cool tech tattoos. I added them to my water bottle and I loved that they actually matched my water bottle. So I'm just showing you here how easy these are to add and remove. They're not stickers. I don't know if they're like vinyl that maybe it must be vinyl, that like things that you can stick on a screen that you can remove and restick, and it doesn't lose its stickiness because they're not sticky. So well, I take that back, they are a little sticky, so I'm not really quite sure what these are made of, but they're really cool, so be sure to check these out. So I'm just going to show you again here how easy this is to add, and if you change your mind, you can just remove it and save it for later. But how cool are these? So that's the first thing I wanted to share with you. This is part of the STAMPtember release, but be sure to follow along with Simon Says Stamp because it is a month-long celebration. There's lots of collaborations happening every day with different companies, and once the items are gone in the daily collaborations, they're gone for good. Once they sell out, you will not be able to get them anymore. But these items are part of the Simon Says Stamp release, so these items will be available now and in the future. And I just want to quickly say before I forget that all of the supplies that I'm using will be listed and linked in the video description below and also over on my blog. Alright, I am using the brand new stamp set called Butterfly Ranunculus, and I am going to stamp this on some craft cardstock. This is the Desert Storm, Neenah Desert Storm. And I'm also going to stamp it on just regular white cardstock because I wasn't quite sure which direction I was going to go at this point. And I'm using these really cool the Misty sticky mats, which I think are absolutely perfect for images like this, because without it I would not have been able to place them on my background like I did, or I wouldn't have been able to stamp it twice. So the whole point is so you don't have to have your paper down in the corner, and that way you can have your images hang off the edge of your background like I did here. Alright, I just want to start this off by saying I am not great at coloring florals, and I am okay with that. I know it's something I want to improve on definitely in the future, but I just don't color florals that often. So I will do my best, and I had fun making this, so at the end of the day, I think that's all that really matters. But I'm just going to leave a little bit of the Copic coloring in here. I am certainly no Alberto Gava, but just wanted to share a little bit of it with you. So I'm going to start with my darkest color, and then I'll move on to my medium shade, and then finish it off with the lightest shade. And when I put the lightest shade on here, and I know it's because that's the marker that has the most alcohol in it, but it almost looked like the paper soaked up the color. Now this is still my medium shade, but here, see, when I do the lightest shade, it looks like the paper is just soaking it up. But when it dries, it's a really pretty pink color. So it was interesting. I wasn't quite sure how that was going to turn out, but I'm pleasantly surprised. And I did go over everything twice. Now here, I left this in here because I'm curious to see if this happens to anyone else, but look what it just did. I almost had a heart attack here. I don't know why. For some reason, I have certain markers that will do this to me every once in a while. I'll be using it, and all of a sudden, it'll get like super saturated and juicy, and then a big drop will drop. And usually it's on my project, like you just saw. But I did contact the company that I purchased the markers from, and he said to just take the other cap, the other end of the cap off, right away when that happens, but usually the damage is already done by then. But it does help. I mean, it stops it from doing that after the initial drop. But I'm curious to know if that happens to anyone else. Do you have any markers that do this to you, or is it just my luck? And I was not about to start this project over, so we're just gonna go with it. I thought it was something wrong with these particular markers. Guess not. But if you know why it happens too, I would love to know that. And it's not that the markers are overfilled, because most of my markers I've never even filled them, so I'm not really sure why it happens. So I'm just going to take a piece of scrap masking paper here. I wanted to add a leaf behind this image, so I'm just going to mask off a little bit of it. There's no need to fussy cut out the entire image. But I have done that before and then realized after that it was completely unnecessary. So see, I just masked that little section and added my leaf. And now I'm going to try a couple different dies. I wasn't sure how I wanted this cut. I didn't know if I wanted a stitched border. I didn't know if I wanted rounded corners. But in the end, I decided not to use any of these dies. And I'm just going to trim it down with my paper trimmer. And then use a corner rounder. I know that's not what they're called. What are they called? Corner punch, maybe? I don't know. I'm drawing a blank, but you know what I mean. So basically, it's going to look exactly like this die here. But I don't know. I feel like I have more control sometimes when I just trim it myself, because I'll trim a little off of each side. Makes me feel better. So I'm just going to trim it down to 4 by 5 1/4. I wanted to be able to control how much I was having to cut off here after all that coloring. Yeah, corner punch, that's what it's called, right? Just one of those days, I guess. All right, now I am going to white heat emboss my sentiment, and this sentiment is one of the many from the stamp set, which is one of the reasons I really appreciate this stamp set. I like all the sentiments that are included. So I'm going to stamp it with my Simon Says Stamp clear ink. And you saw me use my anti-static powder before this. And then I'm going to stamp it again, make sure I get a nice crisp image. And then I will pour my white embossing powder over it and heat it up. If you hear that meowing, that's my blind kitty. I don't know why she does that, but she has the house down where everything is, but every day she will meow it like that. And everybody goes running towards her, the cats and the dogs. I'm just going to use some white gouache here, gouache. And I'm going to splatter my background. I'm using the splatter brush by Tim Holtz here. And I love this brush because it gives even coverage, but I don't always want even coverage. So I'm going to use the splatter brush, and I'm also going to use a paintbrush just to give me some bigger splatters. But see how beautifully this splatters your background? You can have as little or as much as you want. I love it. Whoa, Nelly. That's enough. This could have been a disaster, but luckily I was happy with it. For a little embellishment, I'm going to add a few of these clear round drops by Studio Katia. I love these clear round drops. I love all the different sizes too. So once I get those glued in place, I'm going to add some craft foam to the back of my card front here. And I'm going to attach it to this midnight green cardstock. This is one of my favorite colors by Simon Says Stamp. The midnight green and the lemon chiffon are my two favorite cardstocks. And to finish this card off, I'm going to attach it to a top folding craft card base. And that's it. I want to thank you guys so much for watching my video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and be sure to tune in to the Simon Says Stamp blog for the entire month of September, because there is so much going on, so much fun and exciting things happening. You just don't want to miss it. So also head over to my blog. I have a little surprise for you guys, so check that out. The link is in the video description below, and I will see you guys again very soon. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed what you just watched, there are a couple additional videos on screen here that you might want to check out. Just click on the video and it'll take you right to it.